Hi everybody, this is Man of War, back at it again. Today we're going to be taking a first look at a game called Dark Deity. Now this game is a PC game. It is also much like Fire Emblem, especially the older Fire Emblems, with the pixel graphics and how the units move around. They do have some more interesting concepts where they mix up the formula, and I'm very excited to take a look at that. So we're going to be hopping into this game today, and if you guys end up liking this, we're going to do a full let's play of this. If not, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. Really helps me out. I'm a brand new YouTuber, so obviously I'm trying to get as many subscribers as possible. I love to see feedback in the comment section as well. If you do like this video, leave a like. If you don't like this video, leave a dislike. I'm not opposed to either. Feel free to comment as to why you liked or disliked this video as well. So for right now, I'm going in completely blind to this game. I know a few of the new features that it has, but I haven't touched it since I downloaded it about 5 minutes ago. So let's hop right in. Now, okay. So we have 3 different difficulties. We've got Mortal, where it has a little plant beside it. That tells me that, yeah, pretty much it's the easy mode. And then we've got Hero, which is the normal mode, and Deity, which is for veteran players. And I've never played this game before. It could be a lot harder than Fire Emblem. It could be a lot easier than Fire Emblem. So I'm just going to stick with Hero for right now. Let's see what we have in store. So I'm going to read this out for you guys. It is said that in the Age of Ascension, the gods walked among mortals and mortals among the gods. That a great empire spread itself thin across the known world, conquering land after land with its superior technology and magic. The people of Terrazale came together in peace. Little is left from that time, swept away in a deadly cataclysm known as the Calamity. Thousands of years later, all that remains of life before the Calamity are ancient temples to the gods and divine artifacts contained therein. It is the year 1105 in the imperial calendar. The kingdom of Delia lies in the heart of Etlan, a nation that has long thrived off the continental trade and lush farmlands. Though peace has reigned for over 25 years, Delia's king now sets his eyes on an enemy of his own construction. King Varric Valdestar assumed the throne a decade ago, and on the day of his father, Fossil was assassinated by unknown parties. To this day, Varric is convinced that the assassins were sent by the Aramoran royal family. To this day, it remains unproven. Following a minor border dispute that normally would reach resolution painlessly, King Varric resolved to attain his revenge. After sending a covert Delian force to burn the Aramoran city of Alaris to the ground, Varric, in his thirst for revenge, have plunged his kingdom into war. It is Okay, so Varric sounds petty, and I honestly believe he probably had something to do with his father's assassination. He may not even be looking for revenge, but that's just a hot take. Pressed for more troops, King Varric must make hard decisions. He looks now to Brookstead, the site of Delia's most prestigious officer academy. Each year, its graduating class bolsters Delia's forces, a pact and tradition that has lasted a millennium. The young king believes the solution to his troop issues lies in a new path. He intends to recruit not only the graduate year, but every student currently enrolled. In quiet Brookstead, students have worked hard all year to stand out amongst their peers. The Academy trials prove an opportunity to advance in the class rank or fall behind. For many, it is the most important day of the year. Though the trials can be stressful, many agree that life of training with such clear goals is simple, enjoyable even. Come tomorrow, they will find that life may never be so simple again. Alright, so there's already quite the mixture going on right now. Chapter 1, Journey Afoot. Okay, so it's asking us to save, and here we go. So it looks like we've got two characters here, guys. Irving, who I can only assume based on his looks and just the overall design of his character, is going to be our main character. And there's always that best friend character, whether it be male or female, and I assume this archer is going to be that. What do you think Galen's got brewed up for the trials this year? Whatever it is, I'm sure it's tailored to make our lives difficult. So we have Irving and Garrett.
What?
Do you think he'd do that just to punish us for choosing Alden? I was up at the crack of dawn hearing, no son of mine should jeopardize a mission for sentiment. Well, we couldn't pick Marin without Alden. That was the deal. I think he just can't stomach the thought of his pride, that his pride and joy might fall. Or fail. His pride and joy is standing right in front of me. Either way, I'm right. Besides, Alden is talented, even if your father doesn't see it.
Right.
Why don't you try convincing the sword master that a 14-year-old who can't lift a training staff can best an 18-year-old graduate? There's a reason he doesn't teach conjuring. Your dad wouldn't trust a mage as far as he could throw him. Now that you mention it, I wonder how far he actually could throw Alden. I'd wager he could put up a good toss on the tyke. So, two more characters are introduced, and they look like a healer and a mage. So this woman's called Marin. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. How are you boys feeling about the big day?
Don't worry.
I'm confident we'll pass. Certainly we'll put in the training. Of course we'll pass. But I want to break Sterling's record. Cool, the forge there, little man.
Come on!
But I'm on the best team of any first year. I think what Walden is trying to say is he really appreciates being on the team. Good. Now I'm going to need you to focus that appreciation, Alden. There's a lot at stake for your sister. Right. If we win, I won't have anything to worry about when Marin leaves for the army because I'll know she's ready. She doesn't look too happy about that.
Great.
Well, there goes the mood.
Pace yourself.
Promise you'll focus today and give it everything you got, okay?
Yep.
Promise. Let's get going. We can't miss the trial standing around for a chat. If father doesn't kill me, being stuck on a team with Alden just might. Okay, so looking at this, we got the typical pixel style graphics that you would find in an older school Fire Emblem game. But even then, the pixel graphic art does look pretty good. So I can't complain. So this is Galen. This is the one they were talking about. I assume that's the father of Garrick. You know the rules. All non-lethal strategies to defeat your opponents are fair game. Defeat the leader of this regiment to complete the trials. You'll all recognize him. We're prepared for this. Alden, Garrick, stay close behind.
It'll be all right.
If any of you take hits, I'm ready to patch you up. So, like I suggested, Marin's probably a healer.
No fair.
Can we go already? And so the trials begin, with such style and grace, I might add. Just dripping with sincerity today, aren't we, Dad? So Garrick is the son of Galen. Okay. Okay. So let's hit Y. Okay, so enemy ranges. Okay, cool. So Garrick is a ranger. Irving is a warrior. Marin is the cleric. And Alden is the mage. Okay, so let's try starting with the warrior. Let's bring him... Let's bring him right in between and see what happens. Attack. Let's go with this top warrior here. Oh, okay, so it gives us a battle loadout. I guess we have to press enter to attack, okay? 67% chance from the enemy. He does 2 damage, I do 9 damage. Okay, so let's give that one a shot. Oh, the battle animations are a lot like Fire Emblem as well. Okay. Now, what is his range? He's got a warbow, which is what he has equipped. Okay, so it seems like they have 4 different weapons that you can choose from. I'm not 100% sure if I can switch that right now, but let's see.
Thought you'd never ask.
How far away can I attack from? What is my attack range? My range is 2. Okay. So let's move him up. Attack this guy. He does 13 damage, so just short of a kill, unfortunately. Okay.
This should be fun.
Move him, attack. Cycle weapons. Okay, so his best weapon right now is the warbow. Okay. So you can switch weapons, but it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference right now. So let's do this. Nice. Range damage. And then it looked like everybody got some bond bonus or something like that. Not 100% sure on that one. Now, what is his range? Range is 1 to 2. Arcane Blast, Force Beam, and Arcane Missiles. Okay. So let's move him up. This is just the basic first battle. I assume it's not like you're not likely to lose. Okay, so Arcane Blast is his best right now. Okay. Hopefully he's not going to take too much heavy damage. And in all likelihood, you know what? Let's go back. I think I'm just gonna have her wait. Okay, so like I figured, these guys.
Today was not their day.
Okay, so like in most games, Rangers cannot fire back at close range. That's fine. So let's move him around to here. Have him attack again. I'm gonna try and move through this first battle as fast as humanly possible, guys.
Lead the way.
Let's move her up. Heal her brother. Hammer? That doesn't sound right. Interesting. Okay.
Let's do it.
Now, let's get them to focus their attacks on our man here. Okay, so changing the sword changes the crit likelihood. Okay, so I can attack twice with the short sword, which is more than long sword. The Kodachi and the saber. So the saber has the highest amount of crit. Short sword attacks twice. So let's try the short sword this time. But do I take more damage? No, I don't. Okay, let's try the short sword for a change. Okay.
I will not yield!
And I ended up getting beautiful crit. Awesome. That's about what I figured was gonna happen. So let's move him up to where they can't get him.
Let's do it.
So as the game stands right now, it's you can either choose to go along with the key commands, or you can just double click the left to attack, and if you want to redo your whole move, you just double right click. It's pretty basic. in terms of everything else. If you want to see anything about a character, you can hover over it, hold shift, and it'll tell you everything that you need to know about the character. Okay. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Irving seems to be a lot better with the short sword, just with the simple 2 attacks. Okay.
This should be fun.
Let's move over here. Oh, what was that?
Thought you'd never ask.
What is haste? Crit steal plus 15% damage, so that's his special move there. Spicy meatball. Tutorial. Abilities. Warriors can push allies or enemies, moving them a space over. Mages can phase allies, placing them on the side of where the mage is the opposite before they were. Okay, and adepts can chain. Okay. Oh, okay, so that's what haste does. That's what I was looking for. Okay. And he's not going to have a chance to respond to that. That's fine. Beautiful. Now let's get him. No, you know what? Let's wait on that. I don't know what the advantage means exactly. Tutorials. Advantage. The red/green arrows that hover over units indicate whether the selected unit has positive or negative advantage against that unit. Okay. Advantage is determined by attacker weapon type versus defender armor type, which can be found in the unit menu. Okay. All damage types have different bonuses against the 4 armor types. These bonuses can be found in the expanded unit info screen by hovering over the damage type. In addition, mastery affects the percentage of enemy resistances being taken away before the bonus is applied. Okay. The higher a unit's mastery, the higher percent of their power they'll be getting base. Okay. Okay, got it. So, for this game, if you want to know just about anything, right-click on an empty space, go to tutorials, and you can scroll through here, and it'll tell you basically anything you need to know. So it skips that whole tutorial level where they try to make you do certain things in order to play the game. You can just look up all the tutorials right there. It gives you lines of texts that you can read through, and you'll be perfectly fine at just reading through that. If you've ever played a Fire Emblem game, this isn't going to be that hard to grasp for you, but there are a few things that, like I mentioned before, I had no idea what combat advantage was. So it's good to have this system, and I'm glad that the developers implemented this system just real quick. It's a nice little slow introduction for people who, maybe aren't familiar with this type of game. Okay, so tutorials. Combat. Units have a variety of ways to engage turn-based combat. Outside of special cases, units with bows must attack from 2 tiles away. Magic users are 1 or 2 tiles away. Nearly all other units are locked in on 1 range attacks. If a unit's true speed is 5 higher than the opponent's, they will attack twice. Units will perform better against enemies that they have the advantage against. Okay, alright. Now, can I attack? Oh, really? So you can actually attack with the hammer. Interesting. Okay, well, let's test out the hammer. So clerics are not just all healing in this. Okay, alright.
Are you
I've
sure?
been using her all wrong, just on my preconceived notions. Let's get rid of... It's a C advantage. Do I have anything stronger? Okay, so I can attack twice with the arcane missiles. Makes sense.
Too easy.
Awesome.
Was that really necessary?
It would have been really nice had they done something special for the crit system in this, but hey, I'm not gonna be the guy who complains about that. Items. Okay, so let's just leave the longsword on for right now. That guy had a 100% chance to hit. That's unfortunate. Okay. So since we are here...
Together.
Oh,
How can I help?
heal.
Stay with me.
I wonder if there's a certain amount of heals that you can perform. Arcane Blast. You know what, let's just go with the basic Arcane Blast. Beautiful.
Together.
Attack. He does 12. Another cool little thing that I would have liked to see is them actually changing up the icon for when it's like a crossbow or something like that. But I'm not going to sit here and moan and whine about the small little things. The game plays pretty well and the graphic design is decent as it stands right now. So there's really no point in complaining about that kind of stuff. Hit percentage, a lot higher crit. And that gives me an advantage over him, so let's try that one out.
Would hate to be you right now.
Beautiful.
It's good to be me.
Awesome. So, a lot like Fire Emblem games as well, you will be seeing the updated stats. And who is... Okay, so he's just a Delian mage, and then we've got this other guy named Sterling. I have a feeling that these... Okay, yeah, so he's just a regular old mage, I guess, and this guy looks like a character that I might be able to recruit at some point. So let's bump. Where is his attack range? Let's try and... So I'm gonna re-equip the warbow. Wait him here. I'm gonna run her up and heal him.
Stay with me.
Okay, so she got some experience with that. I'm gonna leave Irving back here, and I'm gonna move the mage up. See if I can pull him to strike. Okay, awesome. That's about what I expected. Let's move him around back and finish this. Okay.
My sword grows lighter with every swing.
I'm not sure what blood orange is. I assume it's some sort of healing item.
Let's do it.
But, yeah, okay, so let's just move everybody up a little bit. Get her right in the middle and healing.
Stay with me.
Seems to be the easiest way for her to gain experience, which is a nice which is a nice move from... Oh, little brother. So that would mean Sterling is Irving's older brother. Okay, cool. What I was saying before was in Fire Emblem games, healing really didn't give you a lot of experience. So I'm noticing that the healing experience is quite a bit more in contrast to that game. And I know I'm comparing it to Fire Emblem. This is a game all on its own, and I realize that. I'm just making quick comparisons for people who would have liked Fire Emblem on a PC but can't get it and want to make the transfer over to this. Overall, this game plays fairly smoothly. So let's move him up. I'm going to equip probably a different weapon. Let's try maybe the saber. Crit is 10. Wait. So that has the lowest. No, the lowest weight is the short sword. So you know what? Let's go with the short sword. I feel like I would much. Okay. Let's move him up. Item. He's got the short sword attached. So let's weight him here. Move him in behind. Move her up here. And
Thought you'd never ask.
beautiful dodge.
Really necessary? I've got a lot to learn.
I wonder if the stats are randomly generated in this, or if it's set based on the level. It would be a lot more interesting if they were randomly generated, in my humble opinion.
How can I help?
Okay, let's just... What is going on? So that was weird. Yeah, let's just bring in the hammer. Okay, so everybody is now level 2, which is kind of what I was looking for.
My hard work is paying off.
Okay. So let's send him in. What is my most accurate weapon? That would be the longbow. Okay, so let's... Beautiful. And then we're gonna have Irving run in and finish off his brother. Kodachi seems perfectly fine considering it's got a 100% hit rate and I don't need a huge advantage. Right, here we go.
United, we are
They have
unstoppable.
achievements for this as well. So if you are one of those Steam players that likes the achievement system, feel free, gather them up. I don't know exactly how many this has, but it makes you feel that nice little humble feeling on the inside when you get achievements. So it gives you a basic layout of how much damage everybody did, how much they took, how many kills they got each, and how far they traveled. Okay, so that's an interesting layout. So let's continue on with the story. Not bad, little brother. You and your friends put up quite a fight. I'm glad to hear it. By Vosh, you've all grown. Now, I assume Vosh is their deity? Probably. It just based on the context of how he said that, I would assume that Vosh is their deity. A thrill indeed. Surprised, Father?
Well done.
Congratulations, son. All of you should be very proud of what you accomplished today. You especially, Marin. Thank you, Master Gallon. And now you've had your thrill, Commander. I believe some kind of explanation is in order. Okay, so based on context, Sterling is a commander in the army for the new king, and he's going to be the one delivering the bad news that he's going to be taking everybody from the academy. Of course, as I promised, brother, friends, if you'll excuse us. Forgive me if I've hardened in my ears, Sterling, but I don't expect this to be a nostalgic visit. Unfortunately not, sir. You were never one to live in the past, always onwards and upwards.
Tell me,
how goes the war effort? At the moment, our prospects are grim. In fact, that's what brings me here. I see. Coming to size up our latest graduates? Not quite. The king plans to recruit the entire academy. Naturally, there's no finer school to supply your ranks, though I hope to see the wars end well before our youngest graduate. Actually, I'm afraid he wants them now, sir. All of them. Is that so? Well, I didn't think he had the gall. Tell me, Commander, what plans does the king have in mind for the initiates? Perhaps 4 together could load a catapult? I wish I could say. Always a man of duty. The king is foolish to sever the pact. His father would not have heard of it. Fossil was a good man. With all due respect, sir, what better way to avenge his father than to join the ranks of those bringing justice to Aramor? Guard your suspicions, Commander. Do not speak so eagerly of war. If the king wishes it, he shall have his soldiers. I only hope you, of all people, understand the gravity of this decision. All too well. Chapter 2, Desperate Defense. So guys, we're already on to Chapter 2. I feel like it's going to be one big battle per chapter, and that's probably how the story events are going to play out for the most part. So let's save again. So once we get through the rest of the story and get on to the second battle, I'm probably going to make this about an hour like I usually make my videos. It makes the most sense just to keep it consistent. For the most part, first impressions, I'm pretty happy with the outlook of how this game is. The game itself is 20... So I live in Canada. My price is going to be different than everybody else, but based on my price, it's probably about $20 US. Here in Canada, it was about $23 while it was on sale. So it's at a good price. It's not nearly as expensive as a Fire Emblem game, which is why I don't expect as much polish. The story seems to be okay so far. It does seem like it's ramping up pretty quick though. And you'll see that in the reviews that a lot of people had to say like the story was not the best in terms of pacing, but it was still decent enough to keep you attached to the game. So let's continue on with the story here, and I'll shut my mouth and just be the mouth of the characters. This graduating class is one of the finest cohorts I've ever had the pleasure of teaching in my decade as headmaster. At every opportunity, you have shown the resolve and dedication that allows Brookstead to endure, and I have every confidence that the classes to follow would do the same.
Listen up.
I regret that I must conclude this graduation ceremony with grim news. We've received orders from King Varric himself. Every student enrolled at Brookstead Academy is to be conscripted into the Delian army, effective immediately. I understand that for most of you, graduation felt a lifetime away. I stood where you did once. I know how you must feel. At the conclusion of the speech, you will all be graduates of Brookstead Academy. Outside these walls, you will be expected to exemplify our honor and our code. Life takes much from us, yet Brookstead still stands, and you will have each other to lean on. I cannot stress enough how important this will be to do so. I'm told you have 3 hours to prepare. Let Terrazale know that there is nothing that can stain the legacy of our town. 3 hours! This guy showed up and was like, hey, You know, pack your bags. Time to go. You're conscripted. Nobody has any time to process this information. They're not even like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow. No, forget that. They're just like, okay, let's go. Let's march you guys off to war. You're 13, 14, 15, 16. Have fun. Yeah, no. It's, oh, man. This king, I have a bad feeling about this king. He doesn't seem to be all there. I guess we'll find out. Not quite the homecoming you imagined, I take it.
How is this fair?
How could the king do this? Easily, it would seem. He cares not for convention, regardless of its legacy or importance. It seems he'll stop at nothing to avenge his father. Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce Lincoln and Bianca. They are the leaders of this conscription tour, as well as good friends. 2 new units. Looks like one's a spearman, and one looks like he's a huge commander. Nice to meet you. Sterling's told us a lot about you. You know, as anime tropes go, she's not as scantily dressed as I would have probably figured she would be, you know? It could have been way worse, and I've seen way worse. So at least there's that. I mean, like, they're keeping it pretty PG-13 for the most part right now. I thought you occupied the highest military rank in Delia. Why wouldn't you be heading the operation? I must return to Sojourn. I only came because if the king had sent anyone else, Galen might have beheaded them. You didn't come to see us?
No.
It's wonderful to see you, but I'm not afforded such luxuries in wartime. You're leaving then? I'm afraid so. I'll see you when you arrive in Sojourn. I can make excuses there to take a few hours off. Ill news aside, I'm glad you came. I can't put to words how much even this... Okay, so... it's been good up till now, and there are a few... I would call them communication errors, or maybe mistypes. But it doesn't really ruin the immersion. I can't put into words how much even this flawed trip meant to me. I really should be going, but you can trust Bianca and Lincoln with anything. And Irving, be sure to see Mother before you go.
Yes.
I will. See you in Sojourn. So Irving's mother is Esme. Irving, I'm glad you're home. How did the trials go? We did quite well. Sterling was there, actually. Was he? And too busy to stop by and say hello to his mother, I imagine. In fairness, he wasn't there for long, and not with great news either. Mother, I know. Oh, I know. I know. Varric's recruited the academy. What? How did you find out already? Word spread fast in a place like this. I heard it from the town crier on the way back from the market. Well, I guess you know that I'll be leaving. Oh, Irving, I've already given one of my sons to Varric's war. Is it ever enough? We knew this day would come when I entered the academy. Of course, but not so soon. Well, I suppose it's never easy. You must take care of yourself on the road and your friends. I'll be fine, Mother. With all the effort the King's putting into the war, it'll be over before you know it, and I'll be right back in Brookstead. War is rarely so simple in my experience, but I hope you're right. I'll miss you terribly, you know. I know, I'll miss you too. Well, I'll grab my things. Right, before you go, let me prepare some provisions for you. I'll leave them on the kitchen table. Oh, and don't forget your running shoes. Running shoes? Really? I would have figured, like, army boots. After passing the Brookstead trials, a day of celebration becomes one of separation for many. Having expected to graduate in due time, the Academy students now must quickly say goodbye to their families. Sterling heads back to Sojourn, leaving the contingent in the care of Lincoln and Bianca. The contingent heads for Dustwater, a backwater town in the southeast. Lincoln hopes to fill the rest of their recruiting quota there. Okay. Good man. Your service to the crown will bring your family honor. Now, it would seem our charter requires 2 more brave souls. Come, good people, your king has called. Who will answer? I've got 4 mouths to feed. Aaron's not old enough to look after the farm. My leg's not what it used to be, though I suppose I have a few good years left in me. See ya. She looks like a character that'll probably be recruited. And remember what I said about the scantily dressedness? Yeah, apparently I was wrong. But she does look like a daring rogue, so maybe that's what they were going for. Should I do it, Eli? I'd wager I'd look good with a big ol' hammer. Elias, choose your next words carefully, Sia. You have a good life here. Willing service brings more honor than forced conscription. I pray it doesn't come to that.
Fine by me.
Don't know much about honor, but I can smell adventure when I see it. Sign me up, Captain. And I with her. Fortune favors us today. I thank you both for your courage. Just one catch. I gotta swing by the tavern and let the matron know I'll be taking a long vacation. Wouldn't want her to find out the hard way she's out of her favorite barmaid.
Right away.
Very well. Irving, take your friends and accompany our newest recruits to the tavern. Bianca and I will finish up here. Secure what provisions you can. We have a long road ahead of us. Yes, sir. Okay. So I'm not going to talk for all of these guys. I feel like you guys can probably read it yourself. I'll run through it. I'll keep reading for the first one, but I don't know if I'd continue it through the rest of the episodes. My throat's already starting to get a little sore. Just gonna grab my things from upstairs. Be down before you can say you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Oh, she sounds like trouble. Ha. Alright. You prefer traveling light?
Perhaps.
Excessive equipment is an occupational hazard. Name's Elias, by the way. The two of you got a lot of guts signing up like you did. The two of us, right. Try overwhelming bravado and a lack of brains from my impressionable friend. I would never let her do this sort of thing alone.
No kidding.
To be honest with you, Elias, it sounds like anyone would have an impossible time trying to stop her. I wish that weren't true. You've never met a barmaid so bullheaded. Oh, I think I have. Garrick seems like my type of guy. Yeah, sounds about right. Bandits in the streets. They're headed for the inn. Black Abyss. We just left home and we're all... Black Abyss? Okay, so that's their way of swearing. We just left home and we're already in the thick of it. Where's the new recruit? I said I'd be ready. Good, prepare yourselves. Looks like we'll see combat sooner than we thought. We'll have to hold out until Lincoln and Bianca can get to us. Defend the Duskwater Inn for 7 turns until Lincoln and Bianca arrive with reinforcements. Okay. So the object of the game is to just defend, and I've got a 3 square here. So what is she? She's a rogue. Let's see what she does. Her range is 1. Her movement's that. It looks like she's got higher crit. Okay, so she does well with healing items. She's gonna be the multiple attacker. I always love rogues in games like this because their speed's high, they attack twice, and if you can get them to a place where they're severely leveled enough, you can pretty much take out any character with a rogue. Okay, so that's her. He is an adept. So I don't know what an adept is exactly. But it looks like he uses spears. He's got high power, good accuracy, and I mean, decent dodge. He looks pretty good overall, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Can't move as far. He's got chain armor. Okay, got it.
I'll take point.
Okay, so let's attack this guy. These guys are a lot faster than me, but the longsword seems to be the best option since nothing can attack twice. Let's start off with that. So it seems like everybody builds bond bonus as long as they're in the area. Oh well.
At your disposal.
so let's just go through the tutorials for a minute. Okay, so chain locks them in place for a turn. Okay.
I'm on it.
So he doesn't do as much damage as a warrior, but he's got all around decent stats. That's kind of where he's at.
I'm on it.
Javelin has high crit. Okay. Attack. You know what? Let's try the Javelin. It seems like our best bet right now. Let's try the disarm. And you know what? Let's just straight up attack. Wow, she does really good high amounts of damage. Oh, yeah. Like I said, rogues are going to be so useful in this game. I do think they could have used a little bit. They could have done a little bit better with making the characters look a little bit more unique.
Lead the way.
But at least they got the hairstyle and everything right. That I don't mind. So let's get. You know what? Let's try the flail. Let's see if we can get a crit off.
You
Yes.
forced my hand.
Beautiful. Okay, so there goes the one.
Be careful.
longbow bandit.
I won't lose you.
Thought you'd never ask.
I'd like to know what a tier
Are
1
you sure?
token is, but, you know, we'll figure it out eventually. All right.
I'm on it. Didn't give him much of a chance, huh?
Okay. So you get money for each kill in this game too, which I assume long run is going to be fairly useful.
I'll take point.
This should be fun.
Let's take a look at the enemy area.
I guess.
We don't want to move too far out of the zone. We could just clear the area, but I feel like that's probably not the best move for this one.
My sword grows lighter with every swing.
Beautiful. Okay. So he's on a horse. He's a witch hunter. Okay. So I assume he's probably going to be good against mages. Don't want to send my mage in against him then. Let's give this a shot though. See, I would have figured the trident would have done more against someone on a horse. But apparently not.
Would hate to be you right now.
You're making me look bad.
Okay. Let's pull him back in. Let's move her here. Beautiful dodge. Okay, we definitely need to get rid of some of these bowmen. Because they're gonna be our biggest challenge as it stands right now. Yeah. Let's see if we can't get a crit off. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Bad matchup. So let's not do him then.
When you're ready, follow me.
Beautiful.
My hard work is paying off.
Okay, let's try.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's just try an arcane blast.
I'm on it.
Okay. No, he doesn't do enough damage. Okay.
Together.
Was that really necessary?
Okay.
I guess.
Nowhere to run.
What'll it
So
be?
he is chained in spot. The archers are too fast. Really? Okay. This is where we are now. I definitely should not have let them through, but that's okay. Thank goodness for that dodge. Really? Okay. Okay. I just have to survive for that many turns. Okay. You know what? Let's get rid of this guy.
How can I help?
It's rude to stare!
Okay, so criticals only do ×2, not ×3 in this game. That's something important to note. Beautiful. So now he's
Proudly
level 3.
meeting expectations.
I have to put him in front. I have to put him in front just to make sure that this doesn't get out of control.
Pick on someone your own size!
Oh no.
Guess I wasn't ready.
Mastery reduced by 1. So I guess if characters die in this, they don't permanently die.
Sorry in
They just
advance.
get a small reduction in their stats, which is good for the people who are used
Was
to
that
permadeath. I
really
mean,
necessary?
it's not as worrying. Okay, let's give the saber a try. Gotta get rid of this guy.
Nowhere to run.
How much HP does she have regularly? Okay.
Lead the way.
So I definitely made some
Be
mistakes
careful.
in this one.
I won't lose you.
I don't pretend to be a tactical master, but I probably shouldn't have lost that guy on this one, just to be perfectly honest.
Was that really necessary?
I didn't realize how tanky the clerics were.
At your disposal.
We finally took somebody out. Okay, let's just attack with the longsword. Alright. No damage. Look at that.
How can I help?
Beautiful. Okay. I really dislike these horse archers. But we did kill almost all of the troops. Just at the loss of one of our guys, which I really was unfortunate to be in that situation with.
What would you do without me?
Yeah. What would I have done without you? Okay. So, guys, before we move on, I'm going to finish off until we get to the next chapter, and then that's going to be it, okay? So this will be probably the last story section. There, by the tavern. Well, it looks like Bianca and Lincoln and their group showed up, finally. I'm glad to see you all in one piece. How did you fare? Splendidly. You may be surprised to learn this isn't the first time I've stepped out of a tavern and into a skirmish. Hardly. That was hairier than expected.
Indeed.
Yes, no fine academy or drunken brawl can fully prepare one for the perils of battle. Still, I was glad to have new recruits with us. They both held their own. Based on the charred bandits, I assume one of them is an adept, or else an incredibly skilled mage. Like to ship me back to Noel's for purification, would you?
Not even.
Ha, that would spell the end for both of us, I'm afraid. Some say it takes one to know one. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to find a fellow adept in the army. That's where our talents inspired the least superstition, I found. So long as you're standing under the right banner. Who are those guys anyway? Were those the Aramorans we're supposed to fight? Ah, believe me, that would not have been ended so quickly, or so neatly. We were up against the forces of Aramor. No, bandits more likely. Huh. We've had trouble with bandits these past few months, but for the last week or so, things have been quiet. Maybe they were gearing up for something big like this. These bandits you speak of, do you know where their base of operations is? Not exactly, but I know they used to ambush folks by the northeast crossroads. Had to patch up a couple travelers when they came through bleeding like a summer pig. That isn't an expression, Sia. That's just a day trip's north of here, correct? Just about. You don't look like you move too fast, though, so don't hoist me to the gallows if I'm off by an hour. Lincoln, the sun's already low in the sky, and Barrack's not one to overlook a delay. We just recruited the town's best fighters. I won't leave them defenseless at the mercy of some ruffians. What about other recruits?
I'll give the word.
I'll send them on ahead. If they at least make good time to sojourn, Barrack might be more understanding. Let's be off. Best we reach their camp before they catch wind of what transpired here. I can tell you one thing. The townsfolk will be glad to be rid of these thugs. Alright guys, so that's our first look at Dark Deity. I read way more than I thought I was going to. The battle system is decent, so this is just going to be my my thoughts after playing for the first hour. After the first hour, the sprites are really nice. They're mobile. They have that little spring to their step that I like in games with sprites. Overall, the battle system seems pretty well fleshed out. These guys did a great job given the time and the team that they probably worked with. I can't imagine they had more than 20 people. Probably way less than 20 people. It might have been a team of like 5 or something. And honestly, overall, I'd probably recommend this to people, especially for my Canadian $23 price tag. It's a great game, and I can imagine spending a bunch of hours put into this just to see, you know, where the story goes. I know the story isn't entirely entrancing, and sometimes there will be a mix-up with the text, but I can overlook little things like that, especially, and I keep saying it, but especially at the price point. This is a great game, especially if you're into strategy battle maps like you would find on Fire Emblem, or you would find on... well, I can't really think of anything else that's kind of like Fire Emblem off the top of my head. But, yeah, no, definitely check this game out. Anyway, guys, so that's going to be the video for today. Thanks for staying through the whole hour to watch. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. And of course, comment in the comment section down below as to why you didn't like or you did like this video. If you guys want me to continue recording this video and sending it out to you guys, again, let me know in the comments. I don't know if you're not taking an interest in it. If I see the views go up, I'll probably make another Let's Play of this. So until then, this is Man of War signing off. Thanks, everyone.